Hi students, today we are going to talk about angles, and let me tell you, angles are a very important in geometry. So what are angles? Angles are formed the moment the two lines intersect each other, the angles are formed. For example, if these two lines intersect, this angle and this angle gets formed. This angle and this angle gets formed, right? Similarly, one place where we see angles all the time is the clock, isn't it? There is a minute hand, this is an hour hand, right? They keep moving round the clock, right? And what do they make? They make angles. What are the angles formed here? This is an angle, this is an angle, this is an angle, this is an angle, right? The different shapes and sizes of the angles. So let me go into the detail. Let me take this line as the reference line, right? Now let me start moving anti-clockwise, right? The moment we move away from this line, we start making small angles. We start with say 5 degree, then we move to 10 degree, we make 30, then we make 45, 70, and then we make 90 degree. As we keep moving, we keep making different angles, larger angles, 120, 150, and we reach 180. The moment we complete half cycle, we form angle, total angle 180 degree. And then we keep moving and forming new angles, higher angles, say 200, 240, and then we make 270, right? So the 3/4 angle when we complete, 3/4 cycle when we complete, we have made 270 degree. And finally, in the last leg, when we reach the reference line, we have made the full 360 degree, right? This is the total angle formed, you know, at this point, oh, total angle formed at this point. Now, having known this basic, let me start defining the different angles. There are 10 types of angles. What is a right angle? What is a right angle? The angle formed between the two lines which are perpendicular to each other. This line is perpendicular to each other. They form an angle 90 degree, and this 90 degree angle is also called a right angle. This is also called a right angle. What is an acute angle? Acute angles are all the angles which are smaller than 90 degree are called acute angles. It can be 30, it can be 40, it can be 60, it can be 89, and the angle will be called acute angle. What is an obtuse angle? All angles which are more than 90 degree, they are called obtuse angle. But remember that obtuse angle will be less than 180 degrees. So all angles between 90 degree and 180, they are called obtuse angle. So 120, 150, 170, these are all obtuse angle, less than 180. Then we come to straight line. What is a straight line? Straight line is the angle formed on the straight line. This is a straight line. This line is a straight line. So the total angle formed on the straight line is called a straight line angle. And what is this angle? 90 plus 90. 90 plus 90, this is 180 degree angle. So the angle formed on the straight line is 180 degree, and that is called the straight line angle. Now this line need not be a horizontal line. This can be a vertical line. This angle is 180. This can be a diagonal line, this angle is 180, right? So any straight line will have an angle 180 degree, and that is called straight line angle. What is a reflex angle? Now the reflex angle means the angles lying between 180 to 360, which means in the lower half, all the angles which we can make are called reflex angles, which means for this red line, this this total angle, which could be 240, could be 260, could be 290, anything is a reflex angle. Coming to the next one, which is adjacent angles. What are adjacent angles? As the name suggests, they are next to each other. This angle and this angle are adjacent to each other, and hence they are called adjacent angles. If this is 1, this is 2, angle 1 and 2 are adjacent to each other. If this is angle 3, then angle 2 and angle 3 are adjacent to each other. But is angle 3 and angle 1 adjacent to each other? No, they are not adjacent to each other, right? Coming to the vertical opposite angles. Any two straight lines, they cross each other, they form angles which are vertically opposite. This angle and this angle are vertically opposite. And by the way, they are also equal. For example, angle 1 and angle 2 are equal angles. Similarly, this angle 3 and this angle 4 are also equal and vertically opposite. What is a congruent? What are congruent angles? Congruent angles are same angles, which means if this angle is 30, which is say angle ABC, and if this is also 30, which is say PQR, and if this is also 30, right, say MNO, all the angles which are equal in measurement, they are called congruent angles. The last two are very, very important. Complementary angles and supplementary angles. What are complementary angles? If the two angles, for example, if this angle is 1 and this angle is 2, then angle 1 plus angle 2 is equal to 90 degree. That is the meaning of complementary. The two angles sum is 90 degrees. So if this is 30, what is the complementary angle? 60 degree. If this is 50, what is the complementary angle? 40. If this is 10, then what is the complementary angle? 80. This is the meaning of a complementary angle. Now the last one, which is supplementary angle. Supplementary angle, if this is 1 and this is angle 2, then angle 1 plus angle 2 should be equal to 180 degree. This is the difference. This was 90, this is 180. The sum of the two angles, when it is 180 degree, it is called supplementary angles. So if this one, angle 1 is 30, then angle 2 will be, the supplementary angle will be 150 degree. This is asked in the exams very, very often, right? I hope I have been able to explain all the different types of angles. These are very, very important because you use this right up to class 10th, right? We study geometry right up to class 10th. So understanding all these basics are very, very important. See you in the next video.